My family's quite multicultural, which I've only started to realize is not how most families are. The fact that most of my cousins were of mixed descent was never a big deal in my family. Animosity between family members, like something out of Jerry Springer, was, as far as I know, not the result of racial tension. Let me see. On my mom's side, I have an uncle who came from Iran in his teens and an uncle who's Armenian. My mom would say Armenian is still white. And on my dad's side, I have a card-carrying Native American aunt, a Vietnamese aunt, and a Hispanic uncle. I've been to powwows. I've danced alongside my cousins during the times that the dancing was open to anyone. We were all appalled when my Iranian uncle told us that he was accosted by airport security. He's an engineer who taught me calculus when I was younger. He makes beautiful salads, speaks well, is handsome, he paints, he sails. He is to me what a man should be. My cool uncle, though, that's the Armenian one. He claims he went to high school with the members of System of a Down. He works in the video game industry, and his daughter thinks I'm the coolest. I use her Barbie and Ken dolls to tell stories of female empowerment. She wants to be a princess and a ballerina. During last winter break, we visited my relatives in Columbus, Georgia. While my dad, brother, Uncle Tom, and cousins went down to Orlando for a football game, my mom and I stayed with my Vietnamese aunt and her mother. For the first time, I talked to my aunt on a personal level, and for the first time, I saw her mother. And every day, her mother made Vietnamese food, and my mom became obsessed with Vietnamese crepes. We talked as women. They reminisced about the 80s, and we watched stupid TV shows, and I looked over my cousin's 17 magazine because I'd stopped reading teen magazines a long time ago. Before she left, my Vietnamese cousin Emily and I went down by the river and talked. And she told me in her strong southern accent that she has no business going down to Atlanta. She's worried about transitioning from a private to a public school. She's worried about making friends. She's the only one of my cousins that's academically minded, and according to my dad, that's why we get along so well. My Hispanic uncle Norbert told me that I could ride his motor scooter all the way to Mexico. Unfortunately, I hit a fence along the way. Oops. He's a high school principal who finds the movie Up in Smoke hilarious. And every time we go down to Pearsall, Texas, I see too many cousins to count. And we play poker into the night. Nobert's mother speaks little English, but she says, "I love you, mija," whenever I leave. I don't really think my aunt is happy living in the middle of nowhere and popping out kids. During Thanksgiving, we usually have 3 different tables. One for the English speakers, one for the Spanish speakers, and one for the German speakers. And in addition to family members, my grandparents usually invite people from the churches they work with in Honduras. Because they're my family, the people I've described are, in a way, the same race. I mean, when I say I have a Vietnamese aunt, I'm not sure what people think. Do they think I'm Vietnamese too? Or do they catch on that I'm referring to an aunt by marriage? Or do they not care either way? Having an Iranian uncle is a powerful experience. Though I might not share his blood, I feel as though I do, and no one's going to tell me otherwise. When I think about this fact, I feel a deep connection to all of humanity.